video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I am your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, Snorta Poopus Cubor. Good morning, Adega Outlaw, Dave G Sound, Arwin Avalon. Good morning, Chris Ferja, DJ Ronnie G, Larry Sit Room. Good morning to Purple Valkyrie. The vivacious Purple Valkyrie is here. Good morning, Mark the Infinitely Tired. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Pat S. Good morning. I hope you all are having a good one. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Keely, Roll Tide. Gun Bunny. Good morning, Gun Bunny. Chinoculus P. Good morning, everyone. I hope you are having a good start to your week. I hope you all had a good Monday. Asaj Melody. Good morning. Project Storytime. How are you doing, Josh? Sham. Good morning. Good morning. So I'm bringing my guest. My guest for today is someone that you all know, Golgo 13. How are you doing this morning, brother?
Loki, I am doing all right, and I apologize if my voice sounds kind of I literally just woke up 20 minutes ago.
It's all right. I'm right there with you. I'm used to I get up at 7:30 every morning, grab the coffee, sit down, get going. I'm right there with you. I totally get it. And Pat S. Free Golgo 13. Yes, Mexican Iron Man with a $9.99 super chat. Let me get to high. Thank you for doing the show and hosting Golgo. I'm so fired up this morning. I may unleash my rabbit chicken army from hell. Ow! Thank you so much.
Turn the rabbit chickens loose. Turn them loose.
Absolutely. Thank you. And Skull, Mexican Iron Man. Let's talk though. First of all, I want to ask what brought you into YouTube? What got you streaming? What brought you into this crazy ass game that we all play?
Well, to take it back a little bit, my history with YouTube has mostly been on the political and news side, and that had been what I had done for years. Never dreamed of doing my own thing, none of that. Just followed everything, watched all the madness of last year play out, and after the how can I put this? After the installation of the current regime, I got to the point where I was angry all the time, much more so than normal. Got to stay angry, but it got worse. And my wife finally told me that I've got to do something different because it was starting to bleed into that. So I decided to take a step back from it, deleted most everybody that I followed, on that. I still check every once in a while, but I took a step back from that and just started looking for something else to watch and to get into. And it was at that point back in February, all the stuff with The Mandalorian was going on. I had watched it, enjoyed it immensely. Never really thought of deep diving into it or anything around it. So I started seeing a few channels here and there, subscribed to a few of them, and then all the Gina Carano crap went down, and that's when I went full bore into it. And I used to have a pretty decent memory and remember how and when I started following certain channels, but that part of it doesn't work anymore. But through the whole thing, I found you, I found Purple, I found Doomcock, I found Echo Base, Nerdrotic, et al. Basically, everybody within this group, I found them, subscribed to them, liked everybody, actually started participating in the chat. And from there, it snowballed into what it became, getting to know people through membership streams, getting to know Mexican Iron Man and Pat S. Big shout out to those two guys. Those two gentlemen are absolute great. And from there, I decided, you know what? Why don't I try my hand at this? And so I slowly pieced together some new equipment to actually do it. I've gone through, I hate to say it, but I've gone through 3 different microphones, 3 different cameras, different keyboard mouse setups, and everything to try and get a decent setup. Tried to get a video card, but yeah, that ain't happening. And from there, decided to start. And my wife gave me a challenge. She wanted me to do YouTube years ago with gaming, and I had a channel for that, and I didn't do live streams or that, but I did post a few 20-30 minute long form videos of me playing games and using my headset microphone, and it was okay, but a little too much time on the production side for me. But she gave me a challenge of, if I started by a certain time, that she would help me afford to do the Echo Base meetup that's happening next year. So I'm like, okay, fine. And that's when got it started, got it all in place. And I had my I had my first guest from the Great Mexican Iron Man, and we tried to stream that Saturday, but something on the back end.
I remember that. There was a technical issue, and you had to reschedule.
Yeah, we had to reschedule for Sunday, so that was technically one day past the deadline she set, but she gave me that extra day because it was a technical issue.
It's really good when your partner, significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, is behind you and helps support you when you want to go down a road like this.
Yes, yeah, it definitely helps. And she said that she'd help me. She'd pay for half of the half the cost to help get me there, and so now she's on the hook for that. And yeah, that'll be a fun meetup. I can't wait to do that. And I wanted to come and do other ones. I wanted to come back to Texas. I've got some family in Texas for the RetroCon convention that's happening next month, but I keep looking at bills we're trying to pay. We're trying to sell our house and other things, and as much as I'd love to, I just don't think I can swing that and still be able to cover everything that I am obligated to cover. I thought our house had been sold by now. When we put it on the market, houses were selling within 3 days, and typically with cash offers with people from out of state coming here, hopefully not to ruin this place, because they've ruined where they currently live, but hope springs eternal. But it's been about 2 months now, and it hasn't happened yet. So we either got some headwinds ahead of us that's forcing us to be patient and all that, or we just picked the wrong time to put the place on the market. One of the two. But from there, go ahead, Loki.
So what happened? How did this happen? How did this come about? Because we've talked about how you came into YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about, because this just came out of nowhere.
It really did. Yeah.
It's not like, you did anything controversial. You weren't talking about the coof or the poke or any of these things that is getting people's channels taken down, that's getting them strikes. I mean, you weren't doing anything.
Yeah, as you know, as a guest of mine, we talked anime. We didn't go hardball at anybody. We didn't. Pretty much, as far as I could tell, I was about as milquetoast as another infamous or famous YouTuber, depending upon your point of view. What we talked about was anime, specifically shows, some news of the day, why we like it, things we like about it, diving into the shows, giving thoughts about it. Done it for 6 weeks. Had great guests, you included, Purple Valkyrie, Arwen, Mexican Iron Man, and the last one I had was Pablo and Diego of Midnight's Edge and Espanol.
I saw that. That. I was lurking. Loki likes to lurk. Loki likes to lurk and not say anything because I don't like to. I don't like to jump in and people be like, "Oh my god!" Da, da, da. And I just like to watch. I like to watch.
Lurking Loki.
Lurking Loki. Loki likes to lurk.
But it
was a really good show. It was a really good show. And you were having fun.
Yeah,
and
that's
the hardest. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize is this is supposed to be a fun venture. You're supposed to have fun. This shouldn't be a monkey on your back. It shouldn't be something you dread. It shouldn't be something you're like, oh no, it should be something you're having fun with. And you were having a lot of fun that day.
Yeah, I was. We had a great topic to discuss, and those two gentlemen, as I mentioned on the stream and as I've told them outside, they are my Koro sensei, and if you know what that means, then you know. Those two gentlemen, with where they're from, they have a lot more exposure to anime than I sure have. I've had quite a bit, but not to the same extent that they have. Holy cow, they know their stuff with that inside and out, frontwards, backwards, and everything. And we had an absolute blast talking about, up front about what was happening with Cowboy Bebop and then diving into Star Wars Visions and getting more details about certain episodes, how it was good, but how it was still a bit inaccurate. And I thought, like with Visions, that it wasn't overly American influence, but when they looked at it, they're like, yeah, we can see it here, and here. And I'm like, I didn't see that. So it was interesting to have that side of it. Somebody from outside the States that live in areas where they have high Japanese, the highest outside of Japan, Japanese levels of people living there. And it was a great discussion. Everything about it was great. All the discussions that I've had were great. Doing videos during the week as much as I could, trying to maintain a schedule with that, trying to make some high quality content. I will say this video editing it's both fun and it's an extreme annoyance at the same time. It's that double-edged sword. But the finished products, I always thought, typically turned out pretty good. And they kept getting better as I kept getting better working with the thing. And everything seemed good. Saturday rolled around. We had our show. Great turnout. I don't like to say it, but I do keep track of the analytics here and there, especially since I'm trying to grow the thing, seeing what's working, what's not. Everything seemed fine. Had a great Saturday. Had a good Sunday. And I see you, Paulie. Good to see you there, buddy. Happy birthday to you. And, everything seemed fine. I woke up yesterday, started work. I had updated my Crapple products to Crap OS 15, and typically when I do that, I start over with them because there's always something that doesn't quite go right. So I didn't have YouTube on there, but as soon as I did, I tried to log in, and it came back and said, "Hey, you can't log in." I'm like, "Okay, what's going on?" So I double checked, make sure that I could. And it came back again, and it took me to this page, and it said, no, you're not allowed to log into this. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? So I turn 90 degrees to my personal computer, log in, and it takes me to the same page. I'm like, okay, really, truly, what the hell's going on?
And you had received an email.
Yeah, I received an email from them on my main Gmail account that was tied to my channel, and they said that they had termed me. And actually, let me find it here.
I've got it. I've got it.
Oh, okay.
We have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of our community guidelines. Because of this, we have removed your channel from YouTube. We
Yep.
know this is probably very upsetting news, but it's our job to make sure that YouTube is a safe place for all. If we think a channel severely violates our policies, we take it down to protect the other users on the platform. But if you believe we've made the wrong call, you can appeal this decision. You'll find more information about the policy in question and how to submit an appeal below.
Yep.
Spam, scams, commercially deceptive content are not allowed on YouTube. You were not spamming, you were
Nope.
not scamming, and you were not being commercially deceptive. You were talking about anime.
Yep. That I was. And after I, my memory not being as great as it was, I had neglected to mention that Mr. Mexican Iron Man, who is great, by the way, he also was able to get me onto Doomcock's Sunday night stream, and that really helped energize the channel, doubled the channel count in less than a week, got that extra energy and that extra oomph going to help to go into this show,
Give you that boost you need.
to give that extra boost, the extra people watching, more information to him. And with him, he's still new to anime, a lot newer than some others, so had a good discussion about that. But get that email, I'm like, okay, really truly, what the hell's going on? So I send, I file my appeal, and then I post on Twitter at Team YouTube. So the first thing I do is at Team YouTube. I don't spam. I don't sell anything. I don't have a store. I don't push any products. I don't have any sponsors. I don't have any of those things. I've got I've got moderators to help me keep track of the chat. It's not super fast yet because, the level of people that are there, but everybody kept a track of it, sent it off to them, added Team YouTube, and they said, okay. They replied back to me actually fairly quick, and shockingly, this is one thing I will say about them. Their Twitter people, at least with me, have been extremely responsive. Once I crossed the 100 person threshold, I couldn't create a custom link for whatever reason. It was being stupid. So I added them and said, hey, I can't do this. And they actually helped me. And within a day, I had my custom link. They had done it for me. And then I just had to click a button to make it work. So that part of their team actually works pretty well. The other side and the rest of them, not so much. So get that. I send it out to them. They said, did you file an appeal? Here's how you do it. And then from there, one of the first people that saw it was Mr. Pacific 414. And from there, he tweeted that out. And then, I made other people aware, like Mexican Iron Man and Pat S. And from there, my Twitter just absolutely just went crazy yesterday. And I am so thankful to everybody that does follow me there and that followed my channel, tweeting it out, letting their voice be known. And in the case of Baron, he even made a nice 50-second video and put out there as far as, why my channel should be there, and made a passionate defense of it. And he's a good guy too. He's a great guy, great guest. So, yeah. And then last night, after the appeal was sent, I got a reply back from him on my alternate email, and they said, yeah, we're keeping you suspended. So that quick of a turnaround, as you mentioned to me, they didn't look at it. They're just like, we had these many reports. He's saying he didn't do it. Screw him. He's small. Put the thumb on him.
Yeah, that makes absolutely no sense. That all you have talked about is anime. You're not in some giant culture fight. You're not banging down the doors at YouTube saying don't take the poke or the coof is lie or any bullshit like that. Anything
Yep.
I've seen over and over and over again from other people. You're not doing anything like that. All you're talking about is anime.
Yep.
And it makes no sense. Arwen Avalon it says the exact same thing. Makes no sense. And I'm actually tweeting out right now, guys. I'm going to get this tweet out. And if you can get on Twitter and get Team YouTube's attention, retweet this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to add a whole bunch of people here. I'm going to add Paulie at Latino Slant. I'm going to add Purple Valkyrie. I'm going to add Mexican Iron Man. I'm going to add as many people as I can and see how much attention we can get from Team YouTube. All right, that tweet is out. I'm going to pin it onto my profile on Twitter. That way we can get the most attention out of this.
Well, thank you very much. Once we're done here, I'll pop on Twitter and I'll definitely add to that and everything. And yeah, the response from everybody, all my friends, the community. 1 second. It's been very humbling to me to know that there are that many people out there that have chosen to follow me on Twitter. Whether you agree with me on the few political things that I do take stances on or that I do spout off on, and you still stick around, that really does make me happy. And it shows that at the very least that it is still possible in this day and age to get along with somebody, even if you don't fully agree with them. And, I'm not going to fully agree with everybody. I'm pretty close, but typically not all the time. So, but at least for what I'm trying to do, it is gratifying that there are that many people that do support me and support the community as a whole and support each other. And it's that drew me into all of this and has kept me here. This camaraderie, the whole concept, basically the whole concept of Valhalla and what you built, getting along with each other. If you do have disputes, keeping it civil, but at the end of the day, all being shield brethren, fighting the good fight, wanting great culture, wanting great entertainment, and calling out the Wakoso crap when we need to. Praise when praise is needed and is worthy of it, and absolutely ripping them to shreds when they're not doing their job.
Well, Valhalla tries to help out in any way it can, whether it is monetarily with a charity, whether it is helping out with a GoFundMe for someone. Having you on this show because you've basically been canceled.
Yeah.
YouTube canceled you, and all they've said is, well, this is the reason. They haven't shown you how you did that, and they do not have to. I want to tell everybody this. I'm going to tell everybody this, and I want everybody to know this. This is not Loki trying to convince you not to be a part of YouTube, because as I've said countless times, YouTube has given me this opportunity, has given Valhalla this opportunity to thrive. I appreciate that, but in the same boat, they do not have to show you what you've done. All they have to do is say, you violated this, you're done.
Yep.
That's all they have to do. That's all they've ever had to do. That's why people have been frustrated. That's why people get so frustrated with the platform, and they say you need to reevaluate your rules. You need to relook at this. You need to start actually enforcing this, or you need to show us where we screwed up, because they don't.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem. I've talked to a few other people that I've done streams with and voiced my frustration excuse me, with big tech in general. And I don't want to go down that rabbit hole too far because it's a never-ending one, but I'm of the opinion until there is a sufficiently large enough alternative platform, which there are other platforms, but they're nowhere near the size and scope or capability as far as, if you do get monetized, to be able to compensate you in the same fashion as you do get with YouTube. Until that happens, or until these companies are forced, either by pressure from shareholders, pressure from government entities, to turn over or to actually show how the hows, the whens, and the whys they do things, actually see their hard set policies, and basically not allow them to do arbitrary policy enforcement, the abuse of content creators is just going to continue at what it's doing, if not get worse, especially for the half the country, or half the people on there, or assuming that they're even still there because they happen to believe certain things that they do not. And that's the problem with a lot of these places, or a lot of these companies being concentrated in one state. If you're in California, I love you guys, but you've got real royal problems there, and there's a lot of the problems that are there are spilling out to everywhere else.
And you didn't talk about any of this on your channel,
No,
at all. You just talked about anime.
Yeah, I just talked anime. I on purpose stay away from anything political on my channel, because that's not the point of the channel. If I wanted to do politics, I would have started a channel for that. But of course, being in the current climate that it is, I would have been yeeted after 5 minutes, because I can get that riled and that worked up and passionate and all that. But as my wife told me, I was not a happy person when I was that way. So
yeah, exactly. And really quickly, Pat S has a $2 super chat and says, "Let Team YouTube," assuming he meant no, "we do not kneel or forget." Psychodorf 9 with $5 super chat. "You Scrooge, throating Big Court pegged." And Captain Spire with a $10 super chat. "I love Twitter and I still tried to remain relevant in conversation, honestly and objectively, looking at perspectives, but I'm seeing taboo topics bleeding into the most basic of entertainment." Thank you guys, gentlemen, so very much. You guys keep the fires here in Valhalla burning bright, along with Mexican Iron Man for his super chat earlier. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Skol!
Spartans! What is your profession?
Purple Valkyrie. Also, the problem is they can go after the smaller channels and get away with it. The bigger channels make YouTube too much money. That is true. And Daryl like $5 super chat. "Keep at him, brother. The squeaky wheel gets the oil. In the meantime, I offer my channel to help you keep broadcasting."
Thank you, Daryl.
I want to make a point here really quick. Daryl and Golgo here started out at almost the exact same time. They started streaming at almost the exact same time and were a new generation. When I say new generation, there are generations of YouTubers. Like Gary and Jeremy started out around the same time. That is their generation. Me and Purple started out around the same time. Purple started, I think, 3 or 4 months after I did, after a little encouragement and a little go do it out of me. But we're still the same generation of YouTubers. Daryl the Derelict and Golgo were a new generation that was coming in, and to see Golgo just get taken out like this, I can't imagine if when me and Purple had started Rise and Shine, and suddenly it was gone one day, just gone, because they said, "Oh, scam and deceptive practices." There was nothing to there's nothing to back that up. There's nothing there to back that up. All they were talking about was entertainment. All you're talking about is anime. Your opinion cannot be opinion on a review of a product is not scam or deceptive practices. You're not being paid by anyone to review anime. You're not being coerced into saying this is what I think this is. You're not being led down the Penrose path by any kind of corporation. So there is no basis for scam and deceptive practices or spam. You weren't spamming anyone. You were putting on a production of an anime review. That's it. That's all you were doing.
Yep. That is all I was doing. Yeah. I don't have I don't have any corporate sponsors that tell me review X, Y, and Z and give it X, Y, and Z rating. None of that. It's all what I felt like talking about. And I had planned to do excuse me, I had planned to do a bigger deep dive into the various the various forms of anime, like shonen and shoujo, give definitions, give recommendations for shows that fall into that, expand deeper into the wide breadth that is anime. Anime is so wide and various as an art form that there literally is something for everybody. And hey, Brian, it's good to see you here this morning. Speaker for the dead.
Speaker. Good morning, brother. I was just about to say that, and you beat me to it. And I'm Brian's such a great guy, and with it's guys, it's hard sometimes to be positive. It is, and there's some times where we've all been like, should I keep doing this? Should I keep rolling with this? And to see this happen to someone, this is like a detriment to that. When you're slugging it out, when you're starting out, when you're like, I want to put everything I've got into this, will it be worth it? Will I go anywhere? Those are things you can't think of. You can't think of while you're doing this. You've just got to do it. And to look and see a brother, a friend, a colleague get removed for nothing they have done. I can't imagine that. I cannot imagine that. And we're seeing it. And really quickly, Dean Krantz with $5 super chat. There are days when I think the next time travel saved the future movie. The Warrior travels back to destroy Twitter because of its detriment. I wouldn't argue against that. And Captain's Fire with a $5 super chat. When we make anything more than surface level comments, detractors and subverters attack and berate relentlessly. We need to stand for what has worth. And I'll tell you what, that's why I stand with Gary over at Nerdrotic. That's why I stand with Jeremy at Geeks and Gamers. That is why I stand with Az, because I know for a fact there is a YouTuber out there that is false flagging their channels and false flagging other channels, trying to get them strikes, trying to get them removed. This happened with Mead the other day. This happened with Pauly, Mexican Iron Man, and I know all about it. We know exactly who is doing it and why they are doing it, and they have admitted in a public forum that they are going.
Are you there? Hey, everybody, we still live? Well, we'll wait for Loki to come back. Yeah, it's that type of attitude, that type of person eventually is just going to end up hurting themselves. Unfortunately, it takes a while before. Oh, there you are.
There I am. I do not know what happened. It says my connection.
Oh man, the trolls are after us. The gremlins are trying to get us today, man. I tell you what. But yeah, at the end of the day, people that do this type of thing are only eventually going to end up hurting themselves, especially if it's known that they're actively on purpose trying to screw with other people's livelihoods. That type of juju will eventually come back and bite them in the ass. And unfortunately, it takes time. And that's a very sad thing. And yeah, we lost Loki. I'm not sure what's going on that side. But while we wait for the boss man to come back, let's see. I want to acknowledge everybody here. Nerdporial Lifeform, good to see you. Snorter Porpoise Q, good to see you. Archer Colin, hail to you. Project Storytime. Of course, the Batch Brothers, Chris Persia, and Mark the Infinitely Tired. Appreciate all of your support there, everybody.
Okay.
There
Here
we go.
All right. Okay. So whatever happened, my hard line was disconnecting and it was like moving to Wi-Fi, which it is still doing. This is on my end, guys. This is not evil people trying to take down the stream. This is all on my end. This is a hardware problem, not a software. This isn't
The
YouTube.
hardware gremlins.
This is hardware. My hardware. For some reason, I'm losing my hardline connection, and it is booting me over to my Wi-Fi, and that is it. Just I'm too far away from the box, which is why I've got a hardline connection at the moment. So I wouldn't stream on Wi-Fi anyway. That's the last thing I do, and that's pretty much what it's trying to do is stream on Wi-Fi. So my hardline is
Wi-Fi is good, but not for this. Not for trying to maintain constant voice connection, constant higher quality base HD or full HD video connection. Even if you're not showing anything or having your video feed live on stream, it just doesn't behave well with it.
No. And this is how conspiracy theories start. Yes, Pat S.
Exactly, Pat.
But it is a hardware issue. I am sorry. So sorry, guys. This never happens. This never happens to me. But for whatever reason, my hardline is connecting and disconnecting, and it's moving me over to Wi-Fi. I don't know what exactly is causing it. I'll probably need to do a restart. I even disconnected from my OneDrive to make sure it wasn't trying to back something up or do something stupid.
Bandwidth hogging. Yeah, I got to keep an eye on that.
So,
but you were in mid rant, and then it all went sideways.
It all went sideways right in the middle of the rant too. That's the damnedest thing. If you have to take advantage of YouTube to try and silence someone, you don't need to be on this platform. You get your fucking ass off this platform. I'm not kidding. If you have to, because what has happened to Golgo, I want to tell you guys something. That scam and deceptive practice shit, that's not something that just happened. That's not something YouTube just got flagged one day. That is something someone did. Someone reported him. That is not something that they just pop up out of nowhere and say. Someone reported that.
Mm-hmm.
This is something someone has done. Now, I've heard from multiple people, it was probably someone else and he just got the blame for it or blah, 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 whatever. When you go after someone because you think they said something, and that person that I'm talking about didn't have any proof, it was just something someone else told them, it makes everyone look bad. Mm-hmm. It makes everyone look bad. And I tried to say something to this person. I did. I tried to say something to this person, and I got yelled at, and I got a finger pointed at me, got called names, and it was all stupid shit. Because all I'm trying to do is point out you are accusing someone of something when you don't even know if they did it. You just heard this from someone else. And they can sit there and this person told me this. Well, that's not that person that you're accusing. That's not that person you're false flagging. Going after Az and going after Gary and going after other people because someone else told you something, kiss my fat fucking white ass. That is not the way we do things. That is not the way we handle things. That's Matt Jarbo way of doing things.
Yeah, it's childish bullshit type action. And please pardon my language. I try not to go past the John Wayne cursing of hell, damn, and bitch and bastard. But every once in a while, you gotta let the extra out for extra emphasis. But in all bluntness, it is bullshit. It's childish actions. That's the type of crap that you expect from it's the type of crap that I would have expected from my 6-year-old when she was 6, doing that type of thing. As adults, and if you're still doing it, then that says a hell of a lot more about them as a person than it does anything else. And unfortunately, with the way things have shaped up over the past 20 years or so, we have about anywhere from a third to a half the country that tends to have that same mentality, or at the very least is sympathetic to it and not willing to stand up and say, no, it's dumb, don't do it. That's not how you handle things as adults. But, what do I know? I'm just a simple Idaho boy that happens to like anime, which in and of itself is kind of unique, but not really, since there's not too many of us Idaho guys out there.
Snortapoof Scuba, whoever this idiot is, doesn't realize the same can and probably will happen to them. But that's the difference with us. We do not play these games, and that's all it is. It's a sick little kid game. We don't play these games. We don't false flag. That's something that Matt Jarbo did. That's something that this person does. We do not do this. We do not false flag. We do not use the tactics of the enemy. Period. And if we go down for it, we go down fighting and swinging. We don't go down on our knees drinking green soy titty milk.
Oh, that nasty shit that it is. Yeah, we don't do that. Yeah, we can stand on our own 2 feet and we can provide what entertainment and what things that we do as content creators. And yeah, if someone doesn't like what you're doing, they either need to sack up and just come out and say, I don't like you for X, Y, and Z. Then you can either say, well, tough nuggets to you, too bad, or okay, I understand why you don't. Here's things that I could possibly change. If it's valid criticism, that's one thing. And I've been very open and honest with everybody. If there's something that I'm doing, not doing, something that grates you, if I've done something to offend you, come talk to me about it. Because I don't go out of my way to piss people off or to cause trouble or to stir up the pot. That's not me. But
Old Gamer 72 Cutlass with $5 super chat says it's because you're our Jarl. Thank you so very much.
Yes.
Old Gamer,
and those who know,
Cutlass.
Yeah, those who know what a Jarl is, yes, Loki, you're one of the Jarls of the realm. That is for sure.
Thank you, brother. That I never intended to be ever. I never intended to be anything like that. I'm just a guy that has an opinion that wanted to do a morning show. That's all I ever wanted, was to talk about shit that I was upset about on a morning show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And there are a lot of people that have done that, and everybody that was passionate about it's become pretty successful with it. And I see in the chat, has Idaho acquired half of Washington and Oregon yet? No, and there's a part of me that hopes we never do. As much as this is where I get in trouble. I love Washington and Oregon and parts of California. I used to love to go there. I used to live up in the northern Idaho part, just 5 minutes from the Washington border. I used to love to go to those places, but ever since 2020, certain things have been shown and blatantly shown. And as it stands right now, I can't go back to Oregon or to Washington because I have to go through the crazy to get to the fun places. Or at the very least, if I have to go there, the eastern sides of the states tend to be close. They tend to have people that are more aligned with how we do things in Idaho. And I know that there's a bunch of people that want to split off and make a greater Idaho. The only problem that I foresee with that is if it ever happened, we'd end up just like how they were. So that's all I'll say about that.
And Larry sends a member chat. I know I can't see a member chat as it's coming up on my main screen, but I can see it over on my side screen. I'm sorry, Mr. Larry. He says, "Hell, Valhalla, and Loki, and Purple, and everyone." Thank you, Larry, for your member your member chat. Also, the Star Wars guys who've been members for 4 months, and Larry's been a member for 8 months. The Star Wars guys who's been a member for 4 months says, for Brandon, love you, man. And I'll echo Daryl's offer to share mine and Michael's channel with you, especially since you are one of my TNT co-hosts.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, I have been doing Star Trek reviews with Master Paul of the Star Wars guys. You know, first met him, one of his first live streams. I don't remember who started asking him, have you seen this? And he kept saying no, no, no. And the list got to be a mile long. And he eventually decided that he wanted to watch the Star Trek movies. But then he decided before he did that, he better watch the series. And I believe that that is because of conversations between him and the Nerdporial Lifeform. And when he decided that he wanted to do Star Trek reviews, he was gracious enough to ask me to come do it. Lifelong Star Trek fan, although I hate to admit it. At that point, I had not seen all of the original series. I'd seen most of it. I'd seen all of season 1, but it had been sporadic with season 2 and season 3. And going back through being able to watch those and be able to watch them with my wife, and my wife actually sitting down and wanting to watch them with me, that shows you how devoid of good quality TV there is right now with everything modern, because it's all crap. And 2, it was great to be able to watch it with her and to catch her reaction to certain things. And a lot of it, she's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And some of it, she's like, yeah, it's really good. But going through the first season was absolutely magical. That first season of Star Trek is, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it. That it's that good. The second season was decent, and the third season, the first 2 episodes were fine, but then it just goes off the rails, unfortunately.
Really quickly, a $2 super chat from Psychodorf9. A lot of mighty tall children around here. Yes, and Captain Spire, we need to be careful that we do not think our cause is so righteous that we are beyond fault. It's the faults that remind us of our mortality. We persevere, nonetheless. Preservatives persevere, nonetheless. Thank you so much, Captain Spire. Thank you, Psychodorf9. Dean Krantz, through observation and experience, the people doing this flagging are only brave as part of the mob. Individually, they are only brave from more than 30 feet away. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yep. This says it all right here. Yes, they're only brave from more than 30 feet away. Or in a mob. Yes. Yeah, you get them one-on-one and yeah. Pussies.
Pretty much.
I absolutely, positively agree. Now, everybody's starting to send in member chats. The Star Wars guys. No, I read that one already. Darth Aster, keep up the good content, Golgo. My channel is at your disposal. Valhalla. Andrew, 46 and 2. Valhalla does not kneel. He also had a very good. Give me 1 second and let me find this. He had a very good comment. Where was it? I had the pleasure of having a great combo with Golgo on Doom's channel Thursday. This sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. Get it all built up, think it's going good, and then whoop, it's all gone. And unfortunately in my life, it's not the first time I've had something that I thought was going good just be completely yeeted out from underneath of you. I've had that happen once with a profession that I was doing. But that's been a long time ago, and I gave that up, and no longer in that industry. And let me just put it this way: that industry, extremely cutthroat, kind of like how it is with some channels that build their channel upon sniping at others. Very cutthroat. I don't like it.
And you know what? It's one thing to call people on shit, if they're acting like real dumbasses, I can see that. Going after somebody's channel for the sake of going after somebody's channel, using someone's content to get their own clicks. That's fucking, it's wrong. It is wrong.
It is wrong. It's very wrong. But unfortunately, with how YouTube policies are structured and either enforced or not enforced, it has created the vicious circle where that type of content unfortunately gets rewarded more often than smacked back down for the trivialing, sniveling trash that it is. And that's sad.
That's
And
right.
unfortunately, that's where it's at.
It is. So, but not all of us are like that, and I will say this here at the end. Today was going to be a day of celebration. 2 years ago today, I put out my first real upload. It was a comment. Give me 1 second. It was a comment video that I had done. Let me pull it up real quick and I'll tell you guys exactly what it was. It was Surviving the Hate Mob. This was published on September 28th, 2019. And it's my own version of what Sargon of Akkad put up about surviving SJW attacks. I did it in my own way. It's still not monetized. They won't monetize it. They say video identified as not suitable for advertisers, yada, yada, yada. Everybody knows the shit. But the next day, tomorrow, 2 years ago tomorrow, I put out The Joker Strikes Back. That is my first review video. Surviving the Hate Mob was like me saying, hey, hello, everyone, I'm here. And then I went into doing Joker reviews the very next day. I did not want to celebrate this today because what's happened to Golgo is more important than that. I thank you guys for saying congratulations, but I did not want to do a celebration stream today. What we're going to do is we're going to hold that off till January, till I did my first live stream. But I didn't want to do a celebration video today because I wanted to talk about what happened with Golgo. I wanted to talk about this issue that he has had, because to me, that is more important than celebrating my own shit, my anniversary, my birthday, or any bullshit like that. None of that's important when we're looking at a channel getting taken down for something that they had nothing to do with. They didn't do. Golgo wasn't scamming anybody. Golgo wasn't being deceptive. Golgo wasn't spamming anything. We really need to band together and we need to help this guy get his channel back. Please retweet if you've got Twitter, if you can get on Twitter, check out my profile. It's pinned to my profile. It's the first tweet you're going to come across. Retweet that, send that out. Let people know what is going on, because this can't stand. Someone has gone after our friend Golgo 13. Someone has attempted to get their channel removed, and it's not right. It's not right, and it's something that we can't let stand. We have to stand up to this, and we have to fight this. This scam and deceptive practice bullshit, this cannot stand. We have to fight this. We have to stand up for this. I don't need to celebrate something that I did 2 years ago when we've got this injustice going on now, and we have to fight this. So we will do something in January. I appreciate what everybody's saying. But we're going to fight this, and we're going to keep fighting this. This is more important than any of that other shit. And this is why we stand up, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we stand. This is why we use our voices. Golgo's voice has been cut off. They will not allow him to speak on a platform with trumped up charges. They have not shown him any evidence of what he's done. They have not said, this is where you messed up. They're not going to do that because they don't have a leg to stand on, and they know it. They've just done it, and they're not going to review it, and they're not going to look back over it. And we've got to make them see that they need to do this, because a great guy's channel has been taken down, and there's no point in it.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate your support and encouragement, and I appreciate everybody's support and encouragement, and everybody that popped in the live streams and were my guests and everything. And yeah, I do have a backup plan kind of in place if I can't get my main channel back, but I'd rather not have to start over and run the risk of them eventually tying the two together and saying you're trying to accuse me of anything further and then yeeting that after I finally get it going. So yes, I do want to make the stand here and now and say, YouTube, what happened was bullshit. I know who I am, I know what I do, and I absolutely do not engage in any of those type of things. And I fortunately, I've got all of my shows that I've done. I've got all of my uploads that I've done. And if necessary, we can repost them if necessary to show that, yeah, that didn't happen. And we can, the proof is supposed to be on them. And in any real working society, any proof of guilt has to be on those that are prosecuting you. And unfortunately, outside of the court of law, supposedly, that's how our society is set up. If you're going to be accused of somebody, it's up to the accuser to prove that you do it, or to a third party to prove that you do it before a sentence is supposed to be passed on you. And unfortunately, with big tech the way it is, it's 180 degrees out of phase. And that's why we have so many problems that we do now. That really, when it comes down to it, the most basic synthesis of it is a 180 degree inversion of how our system is supposed to work. And it doesn't work that way on a lot of big tech platforms. And that's until that gets fixed or gets done away with, other people are going to suffer the same fate that I have. And hopefully I get a real human being, not just some, blue-haired Landwell Brigader looking at my stuff and just saying, yeah, he sucks, gone, just because my avatar kind of looks like me, or at least how I used to look. But we'll see. Time will tell. And I greatly appreciate this opportunity that you've given me to be here today, and especially on your 2-year anniversary of uploading and getting started. Milestones are worth celebrating, and I do want to salute you for taking that step 2 years ago and starting this adventure that you are currently on. And
we've all taken that step, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
We've all taken that step, and that's a big step. I want to tell you something. I waited years. I put it off, and I could have been doing this for the last 6 years, and instead I've only been doing it for the last 2 years because I put it off, and I put it off, and I put it off, and I'll have
Same
time
here.
later, and
Yep.
and it just wasn't going to happen, and then it happened. And taking that first step is a huge deal. Some people don't understand that. Some people, they bitch and they moan and they whine about, oh, they don't have this, or oh, they need this, or oh, the big channels aren't doing this, and blah, 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 blah. And they never focus on what they are doing, where they are and what they are doing. In the words of Yoda, never focused on where one was, what one was doing. They don't. They don't focus on where they are and what they are doing.
Yep.
Instead, they're focused on the past, or they're focused on what they don't have, or they're focused on what someone else has. Get off the fucking shitter and do it. Just do it. Get off the fucking pot and do what you're running your mouth about and make your channel great.
Absolutely.
Make your channel great. Golgo was on the way to that. A new generation of YouTuber, and it's been cut short. Why has it been cut short? Because YouTube, for some reason, thinks that scams, spam, or deceptive practice was involved in the war, and he's just a guy that wanted to talk about anime. I want to thank everyone for being here, but most of all, I want to thank Golgo 13, because it takes courage to stand up and be like, no, this is crap. It takes courage to stand up and say, hey, I didn't do any of this. What the hell is going on? It takes courage to speak out to your friends and say, I just got run over. Can you believe this shit?
Yeah, and it definitely sucks, but at the end of the day, I'll be okay. As I said, I've got a backup plan kind of in place, but we'll see if we can salvage what has already started. So I'll definitely keep everybody posted, and Twitter is pretty much the only place that I do hang out on. I despise Facebook and all the other things. I don't like Twitter either, but for what it is the most effective tool for networking with people that I like. So,
guys, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, hey, can you retweet this? You guys know that. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy that's like, hey, will you share this out? I never ask that. But in this case, please retweet, please share this stream out, please do whatever you can so that more people hear this story for Golgo 13. I never ask you to do that for me, ever. You guys know that. I'm never the guy that's like, hey, please share this stream out or anything like that. I never ever ask for that, because when I do, I want you guys to know that I really, really mean it. I do. I'm asking not for me, not for the channel, but for Golgo. Please share this out. Please retweet the tweet that was sent out earlier. Please share this as far and wide as you can, because I'm hoping we can get eyes on this so that YouTube actually does something about it. Thank you guys so very much. Golgo, thank you for being here. Guys, we're going to get out of here. I've got a short coming up for you today, another record. We're going to look at Metal Gear Solid, the special green and gray double smoke album, Metal Gear Solid. I'm going to send that out on the shorts today. And hopefully I will have an upload coming to you later in the afternoon for our first episode of Loki's Forge. If that is not out today, it will be out tomorrow. I'm still working on it. But guys, thank you all for being here. You guys have been absolutely excellent. Thank you, Golgo 13. We are going to get out of here. Everyone take care. Be excellent to each other. Seriously, guys, be excellent to each other. Have a great one.
Thank you. Be excellent, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.